I'm Zaleha. I'm the Centre Director for Marriage Hub in AMP. Our centre focuses largely on issues on marital relationship and also specifically on minor marriages. So we do counselling for those having problems in their marriage, as well as minor who plans to get married, minors including those who are below 21, as well as grooms who are below 25 years old. So we assess whether they are suitable to get married or whether they are ready to get married. There are many issues that can lead to reasons people get problems in their marriage. So one of it, as many of us would know, would be communication. They know how to talk, but they do not know how to communicate with each other. Secondly, issue of intimacy, where intimacy between husband and wife, even though how long you've been married, it's still very important and it affects how you relate to one another. And thirdly, trust issue, especially when one party already has issue of extramarital affairs and all that, or they have done something wrong and the other party has difficulties in actually reconnecting and forgiving or even trusting the other party. So it can lead to a lot of things, a lot of problems and breakup in marriages. First thing, before you get married, I would really suggest that you choose the right partner. What I mean by choosing the right partner is actually to do some research on who are your potential spouse. Because I think it matters a lot. You need to find out who are their family members, what their educational level, past crime if any. Sometimes tattoos also would pose a problem to the couple. So for example, because if you find out something that is wrong, that you think that is not right after you are married, then there's no turning back. Yeah. So for example, I have one couple where they have been married for 7-8 years, and then what happened was that wife found out that husband actually was a normal technical stream student when he was in his secondary school days. Because when they were married, husband said that he was a express stream student. So wife was actually a high flyer teacher with a good family background and all that. Even though to us it might just be not a big issue, but when she found out about that, she felt very shaken because she said, what else has he lied to me about? You know, so to be open about your past background, about your past issues are very important. Secondly is to seek help early. So when you get married, the honeymoon phase usually doesn't last that long. Yeah. So if you know, statistically many marriages lasted at most between 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So after that, there are a lot of issues that this person needs to attend to. They need a special set of skill when you are married. For example, you need to know how to communicate with each other. You need to adjust to one another. You need how to solve certain issues, financial, budgeting and all that. So keep in mind that you've been married for quite some time. If you do not seek early, and the longer you keep this problem, the harder for it to be solved. So go and get help early. If you notice that there's an issue, you start not to talk to each other, you start to avoid, go and get help early. You can talk to anyone that you think that you can trust. For example, parents or any ustaz or ustazah. Or if you want, can come to AMP. We have lots of counsellors here. The third tip would be focus on the positive. Yeah, the most successful couples are those that are kind to each other. They avoid saying every nasty things, every contemptuous thing to each other, especially when they are angry with each other. So when you discuss topic, when you bring up problem, try to buffer it with some kind words rather than saying directly you're stupid, you spend money too much. For example, if you have some money problem, try to say that perhaps like, I know you've been trying to save, I think we should look at our budget. Let's discuss it. So these are things that we need to do when we are discussing topic with our spouse. Perhaps you can tell, you have been doing well, you have been helping me a lot, but I think we have some problems that need to solve. Come and let's sit down and talk about it. So focus on the positive. So rather than you talk about the negative things that she or he has been doing, because that will not lead you to anywhere. And the fourth one is to forgive. One of the most beneficial steps to better marriage is to forgive. Forgive meaning to be flexible. So you must have the tendency to bear the wrongdoings of your partner. Be flexible enough to forget and to forgive, because it would show how emotionally strong you are and be kind and step forward to forgive your partner. And importantly, do not bear grudges and do not bring it up whenever you have a fight with one another, because that will lead to a lot more problem. The fifth and last one, but not least, is actually to communicate clearly. One is don't hide anything. You have to spend your entire life with this person, so try to improve your communication skill. I'm sure you know what communication skill is like: listening properly, allowing others to talk before you answer them and all that. So communication is a skill. Some of us do better than us, but it is a skill that takes effort and practice in order to improve. For example, when you're sitting with your spouse, I think you should express more rather than think more. Okay, and don't be too attached to your phone. Yeah, don't let your phone be the third party in your marriage lah. Okay, so people whose partner were always on their phones reported being less satisfied. So if your spouse feels that you have an unhealthy attachment to your phone, do something about it. So in summary, the 5 tips are: first, to research your partner. Number 2, seek help early. Number 3, focus on the positive. Number 4, forgive. And number 5 is communicate clearly. So these are 5 tips. I'm sure there are more, but I think these 5 tips are quite essential in making sure that you have a better marriage, and inshallah you have a more fulfilling marriage, and then your journey would last till Jannah, inshallah.